right on. Zager here. Hi. I've decided to join the internet craze. Now, this is a big step forward for me. I'm not what you'd call tech savvy, exactly. I walked into a software store once looking for some help. A smarmy kid behind the counter laughed in my face because I didn't know how to turn my computer on. Well, screw you, kid. At least, unlike you, I can turn a woman on. What were we talking about? Oh, the internet. The internet. So, point is, not a quick study, but I think I'm finally getting the hang of this .com business. It's real simple, actually. The hard part was coming up with a proper URL. Then it hit me. As someone who's always defined themselves by what they hate, I realized exactly what kind of site I needed to make. So for all you listeners out there, you are in for a treat. Today, I unveil the greatest website in the history of, well, anything, really. It's, what is it? There's a W, and a W, and then another W. There's 3 W's. And then killyourinternet.com. It was actually my second choice, but it was taken, and apparently you got to pay for these website things to be hosted. The whole thing reeks of a scam, honestly. Now, so far, there's nothing on the site, and I realize that. But I got me some big plans. All of Treglizov's dirty little secrets. Some blogging posts, could be cool. Maybe even tasteful nudes. We'll see. Also, if anyone listening knows how to generate web traffic, please email me at Zager, that at symbol thing, and then killyourinternet.com. Just all one word. Okay. Until next time, don't trust anyone. And don't trust any websites either. Because some of them will put cookies on your computer. Whatever the that means. Should be the death of me. If I had a nickel for every time I said that, I'd be rich. But if I had a nickel for every time I meant it literally, I'd have 5 cents. And if I had a better 6 cents, I'd know to stay the hell away from her at any cost. See, I'm thinking that... Oh, Zager here. I'm thinking that I may have already this up big time. What do I do? What do I do? Look, I didn't come to Metamorphosis to fall in love. Of course, I didn't come here to be a Prizrak either. Mireille Prédoux. This one's gonna hurt. Outwardly, she seems cut from the same soiled cloth as Treglizov. Listening to her recite his mantras earlier tonight during some pointless ceremony for the new library, I almost threw up in my mouth. Her blind loyalty reminds me of those pictures of North Koreans forcing their tight smiles past their empty eyes as they stand beside their pants-suited dictator. But there's something going on with her. Substance behind that effortless style. I mean, nobody is that put together. Yeah. Mireille's got some secrets, all right. Well, 2 bits of advice for all you wannabe journalists. 1, everyone's got a story to tell. And 2, follow the money. Well, I followed the money, and it led me to Treglizov. That trail met its demise here in Metamorphosis, so now what? Well, now it's time I followed my own advice. Ms. Prédoux. She's got a story to tell, I'm sure of it. God, what if she were here in a similar capacity? Right? A fellow mole digging their way up to the surface, to the truth. That's wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Well, I always was a hopeless romantic. In any case, I'm going to talk to her. So brush up on my French first. Zegar here. You know, the more time I spend around the mentor, the more I'm reminded of something the librarian said when I first met him. He was quoting Aristotle, and he said to me, "Youth is easily deceived because it's quick to hope." Well, not just youth. Anyone who's never pet a mean dog is quick to hope. Mireille's one of these types. Naive. Sheltered. She believes in the Overseer's Republic. And see, the problem is, sooner or later, he's going to turn on her. Sooner or later, he's going to snap at her. I feel like a sack of lying to Mireille. I want to tell her who I am, you know, who I really am. But she's just not ready to hear the truth. Not yet. Better to stay the course and let the Overseer bite her. He'll come away with part of her hand, but she will come away with a new understanding of human nature. Mireille needs a glimpse of the real Treglazov. But it needs to come from him. I can't try to persuade her. I told her what I was, what I did in a past life, my time in the army, my work as a journalist, my stints in the battlefield, and she just sees the romance in it. She sees romance everywhere she looks. And that's a real problem, too. She had a life back there. Archaeology? No, anthropology? I should learn to listen better. The point is, she studied the human past to learn more about the human present. But she missed the point. Something bad's gonna have to happen. Something bad has to happen in this place before she'll finally get it. I don't want her to think we're all bad. It's not what I believe. Maybe I used to. Maybe that's what Derringer believes. But Mireille believes we're all good. And that's just as wrong-headed and twice as useless. A fact is this, kids. People aren't good or bad. People are just scared. Always were and always will be. I'm scared. Scared Mireille's not going to love me when I tell her who I really am. And the Overseer's scared. He's a rabid dog who knows he could be put down at any point. I mean, you bite one too many mailmen, society's got no choice but to euthanize. As much as it hurts to say it. I hope he turns on Mireille soon. It'll be best for everyone. Who gives a rat's Well, a rat for one. You know, I knew when I snuck in here that I'd have to surrender all freedoms and sever any notion of privacy. I'm actually recording this tape from inside a bathroom. Meanwhile, Derringer and his team of bootlicking loyalists are making a sweep of our barracks. See, this rat f***ed up. And left his cheese sitting out last night for some of the other Prizrak to nibble on. I'm not usually so careless. But I wrote up my metamorphosis exit strategy for when I have enough evidence to take down Treglazov, and then I left it in the break room. I left it in the break room. I'm so close. I'm so close. I found the smoking gun. I got enough dirt to fill the Grand Canyon, and I was smart enough to keep my name off of all of it. But this rat of yours was just dumb enough to capture the attention of a cat named Derringer. So now I'm in the toilet, planning my next move. It's kind of fitting in a way. Tonight, I reveal my true identity. Tonight, Mireille will hear the gospel according to Zegar. I believe I can trust her. That's no easy thing for me to say. I trust others the way a scarecrow trusts a kid with a book of matches, but I'm telling her my plan. There's a boat off this rock, and I'm taking it, along with all the evidence I've collected so far. With any luck, she'll come with me. And one day, I'm sure we'll live unhappily ever after, drunk on a beach in Belize. But first, I've got a job to do. As a wise man once put it, business before pleasure, but both in equal measure. This is Zager, clocking in for one last shift. Hey.
Can't this wait?
You bothered?
Worried.
Let's not start this off on the wrong foot.
You have 2 wrong feet.
Oh, okay. Let's not start this off with audible disdain.
This puts me in jeopardy. I am not to fraternize with Polislack.
I get it. That's why I wanted to talk to you. I'm not a Prizrak.
Really, Daniel, I have to go.
Listen to me. I'm a journalist.
What are you talking about?
I'm a journalist named Daniel Zager. I joined this facility to investigate it, not to follow its lead. I'm not a zealot to any ideology besides the truth.
You're a spy.
Not exactly. I'm an investigative journalist, and I've had Treglazov in the crosshairs for a long time now.
The headmaster.
Bad news.
Polislack!
Hey, for sake!
Don't touch me!
Hey!
Polislack!
Don't do this!
Title.
God damn it!
Polislack!
Zager here. Got a hot date tonight. I know. When you're pretending to be someone you're not, it's probably not a good idea to draw undue attention by engaging in a forbidden tryst in the most monitored facility on Earth. Then again, I kind of ran out of good ideas years ago, and yet the bad ones keep pouring out of me like a busted water main. I get swept up, but I've yet to get swept away. The other day, I decided to ask Mireille out for a night on the town. Of course, the concept of a Prizrak dating an elite is absurd on its pixelated face, but so far there's been no bawling out from anyone in uniform. As you can imagine, even under ideal conditions, romancing your co-worker in Metamorphosis is a bit of a challenge. I can tally the number of date night activities on my middle finger, and the closest thing to make out point is Maddie Sade's office, if Derringer's to be believed. But I like to think that we find a way to have fun around here. So, for my evening with Ms. Brideau, I've chosen the classic dinner and a movie. And Mireille has insisted on picking the restaurant, but as there are no restaurants in Metamorphosis, she suggested the overseer's private dining hall. Apparently Treglazov is out of town this week on official state business, which can only mean he's out greasing the palms of foreign dignitaries while greasing the wheels of injustice. So, we look forward to a lovely candlelit dinner amongst a bunch of creepy portraits of stone-faced citizens beneath the glow of even creepier surveillance cameras. Which brings me to the movie portion of my night. Once we've stuffed ourselves good and plenty, we'll retire to the nearest security monitoring wing to erase all recorded videos of us from the dining hall. I know what you're thinking. This whole outing sounds more up than a soup sandwich, which is probably what we'll end up eating since she's relying on me to do the cooking. But listen here, if you're lucky enough to find love inside of Metamorphosis, you don't complain. And you know me. I never complain. This is Zager saying, wish me luck. Zager here. Let's get biblical. I want to talk about the triumvirate. Oh no. Not the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. No, I'm talking about the truth, the fear, and the end. How did it come to this? See, once upon a time, they told the truth, but it wasn't scary enough. It wasn't dramatic enough. See, a story needs good guys and bad guys. A story needs hope, and the truth is grim. You know, you You probably never thought you'd hear these words from me, but the truth, it's depressing. It's a rainstorm of facts and figures and statistics that no one wants to sit through. No, not when there's a lean-to of bullshit to hide under until the truth just passes over like a dark cloud. Well, some people care. You hear me? Some people care. Crackpots like me. But for the rest of you, truth is it's a distraction. See, for years, I had it backwards. I thought the sugary spoonful of video game infotainment tastes better than the bitter pill, right? But I was wrong. I realized you can show a person the truth, and even when they understand it, even when they believe you, they'll be pissed. You're in their way. You're screaming at them, waving your arms, but you're blocking the screen. You got some nerve, friend. How did it come to this? Well, I can cite a few prime examples. Exhibit A, Mark Klein. This is the AT&T employee who blew the whistle on room 641A. In a space probably no bigger than the one you're sitting in now, the NSA carried out an unprecedented surveillance operation on our civilian internet. Got some press? Sure. But just barely. Really? It just got in your way. It started waving those gangly, track-marked arms in front of whatever reality show you were into at the time, and that just pissed you off. But instead of being mad at your government for spying on you, you took your wrath out on guys like me. Well, I'm sorry. I am sorry I distracted you from your wind-down time in the lap of the idiot box. It won't happen again, boss. Except that it will. Except that it will. We are f***ed. And I mean that in the worst way possible. No, there's no meteor heading our way. It's not anything like that, but the advance of information technology heralds the death of privacy for anyone not already at the top. The world continues to spin, and it spins towards authoritarianism. Who are these people that tell us the future is going to be wonderful? Well, let me tell you. They're either black-eyed liars or rosy-cheeked Pollyannas. The future is But wait, Zager! How can that be? By 2025, tablets will fill the void of deadbeat teachers and absentee parents. Kids will drink from the wellspring of all human knowledge, shared freely by all societies everywhere, right? Sure. Till someone decides to delete mention of the 30 million Chinese citizens that died at the hands of the Japanese during a 10-year period in the middle of the last century. Or the 11 million Africans who died as slaves from Bagé, Brazil to New York City over the course of 200 years. With print dead. There's no reason these pesky truths will rear their ugly heads again. They'll just patch it out of your digital textbooks and move on. In the year 2035, self-driving cars will mean no more accidents. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing! Nothing. Until you make an unflattering comment about a public official who has the police in their back pocket and they decide to steer your car to the shoulder and shut off your engine and lock the doors for your safety until the men in black can get there to escort you to one of our lovely taxpayer-funded re-education camps. Or they just park us on the railroad tracks and wave goodbye. All of this brings me to Exhibit C. C as in Cincinnatus. As he showed us beyond doubt, the hooks are there, the laws have been ignored, and the gallows have been built around us with the trap door installed right under our feet. You still don't believe me? Sleep on it. But before you have a chance to escape your nightmares, you'll be smothered to death in your sleep by those taking first watch. So rise and shine. It's time to wake the up.